Morning all. We're going back to the more normal type video that I do today on our way to Berkhamsted, so I hope you enjoy. Just as I was going to pull away from the mooring, this other boat came along, so hopefully I can follow it up into the locks and it will save me a lot of time and work. So stick around and we'll see how I get on today. We're moored up here just past Winkwell Locks on the Grand Union, and we'll be journeying up to the town of Berkhamsted. Trying to pull away from the mooring, I got stuck in the mud. So the other boat that went past is obviously quite a way in front now. But I'm not going to rush. I'm going to carry on the same pace that I usually go, and hopefully we'll still get to the lock in time. And if we don't, it's not the end of the world. It's just going to take me another 20 minutes longer to get to where I'm going. And I've got nothing but time out here. I think they call it Canal time, which is a much slower pace of life. Looks like we made it. They're waiting in the lock with the gates open for me. There's a bywash here that's going to be coming at me from the right. What you do is you steer into it, and then it pushes you to the left. If you watch, you'll see. Alright, coming. If I didn't do that, it would have made for an embarrassing introduction to these boaters, because I'd have been banging about the lock gate and their boat, and no one wants to do that. The name of that other narrowboat just about sums up how it is out here. Perfect name. Or at least how it should be once you get your head around it all. Sorry I took your time, I was stuck in the mud there.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Thanks for change. I'm going to get out here and try and help as much as I can. Don't want to be a freeloader, or at least feel like one. I don't know if any of you other solo boaters feel like that when you go into a lock with another boat that's got crew, or is it just me? I'm going to go out the lock first, and if I get a chance I'll set up the next lock, which will make me feel like I'm pulling my weight. Just seen another boat coming towards us. Another boat coming. So I'm just letting my new friends know so they leave the gates open for them. And as so often happens on these canals, whenever you pass another boat, or an oncoming boat, the canal always seems to narrow. I think they call it Sod's Law.
How you going, alright? There's another boat behind us as well. Oh, is there?
The other boater just tells me there's a boat just behind him as well.
Thank you.
And you know what I'm going to say, don't you? The canal's narrowed just as that oncoming boat is coming towards me. I must have done something to upset the canal gods, I think.
Sorry, Bob, talking to the lady and not taking notice.
I didn't get to set up the lock after all. The young lady on the other boat has walked faster than I could motor up here. I'm going to go over to the right of the lock because that's where the nearest ladder has been on all the others so far.
I'll come over this side because I thought the ladder was over here, so I didn't know.
I was having a chat with this nice young couple. They're telling me that they've borrowed that narrowboat for 6 months off of a friend. They're coming up to their last few weeks on it now, and then they're going to get a camper van and travel around the country. They've sold their house and they haven't got any children, so good luck to them. They've got the right idea. Go and live a bit of life while you can. They was also telling me that they're going to a natural history museum in Tring today, which sounds an ideal place to take my grandchildren whilst I'm in this area. That's if I get a visit though. This next pound is really low. I'm scraping the bottom. Where the water level's so low, I'm hardly getting any drive. I'm having to go as close to the middle of the canal as I can, otherwise I'll get stuck in the mud. I'm just going to hover about out here for a while and try to stay in the same spot whilst the lock is being set. It's another handy little skill to learn for narrowboating. And some days it's really awkward to do. It looks easy, but today there's no wind or undercurrents, so it was no problem at all. I'm really grateful to this young couple. They've made everything so much easier for me today. I don't know if I'm strange or if it's normal, but I hate to feel that I'm a burden on people. And I keep trying to find things to do that will help them out. Probably wasn't the best idea or the most efficient way to do it, But I said I would close all the lock gates on this one. They go forward and I'll catch them up. Looking back on it, it was a bit of a silly idea really. Because we're coming up to Berkhamsted and that's where I want to moor up. And I could see a nice place to moor, and the other couple could be waiting in the lock for me to turn up. But we'll see what happens. There's something interesting that I want to show you just to the right hand side of this bridge. It's something that I used while I was here. You can bring a book or books that you've read and put them in this library, and then you can borrow the amount of books that you put in. It's a lovely little community idea. And I've seen a few of these on the canals, usually in old telephone boxes. Right, we're getting into Berkhamsted now, and it's all looking rather nice. Berkhamsted's a place that I've never heard of before until I started narrowboating. There was some major events in English history that happened here, and some famous historic names lived here. So stick around with me for a minute or two after I've moored up, and there's some interesting things that I'd like to show you. I'd like to moor up somewhere just past this bridge. But I know the couple on the other narrowboat will be waiting at the lock for me to come in there with them. And it's turning into an awkward situation. But I won't just leave them. I'll have to tell them that I'm mooring up. Here they are, setting the lock up.
You go without me, yeah? Gonna moor up, so...
Now I've got to reverse up, back round this bend and past these other narrowboats to where I want to moor. Like I said earlier, I'm no expert at this game, but you might be able to pick up a few tips of what I'm telling you while I'm reversing. Aitch, like most other narrowboats, has got no steering in reverse. So every now and again, when you need to, you have to put the boat into forward gear so that you can get the boat in the direction where you want to reverse to. Like now, I've got the boat in forward gear and I've got the tiller hard over to the right to make the bow go to the left. Now I've got to put Aitch into forward gear and do the same again to get the direction right. And now back in reverse. If you listen, I'll knock it out of gear and let Aitch drift back so that I don't damage the prop on any shallow banks. I've jumped off with the centre line and I'll just pull Aitch where I want it to be, where I want to moor. Hopefully that's give people that are new to boating an idea of how it all works. There might be some people out there that are more experienced boaters than me that can tell me something that I done wrong in the comments. Yeah, so don't be shy. If you see anything wrong, tell me. Because I believe you can teach an old dog new tricks. Let's go and have a quick look at this place, shall we? Got to show you this pretty little pub called The Boat, which is just up the canal from where I'm moored, and the nice looking bridges as well, the way they've kept them here. There's so much history in this place that I could have a video that would be a week long and I'd still only scratch the surface. I'll quickly show you the remains of Berkhamsted Castle. And when you look at this and read about it, it's like a who's who of English history over here. I don't think these pictures will do the scale of it all over here, the size of it, justice. But it's massive. Here's an artist's impression of how it would have looked. This is where William the Conqueror took the crown of England. Thomas à Becket lived here, Geoffrey Chaucer, that's just to name but a few. The list is endless. I'll just show you a few little snippets of the place so you can get a feel for it. Berkhamsted was actually a medieval market town, and on certain days of the week here they still have all the market stalls up and down the street. just one of them places that you can feel the history as you're walking about. So if you're narrowboating along the Grand Union Canal, make sure you stop at Berkhamsted. You won't be disappointed. I hope that I've managed to give you a little bit of a feel for the place, and I think that'll do it for this one. So, look after yourselves, and hopefully I'll see you next time.